Hard to believe that just 16 races ago, the season began, because now, tonight, at the virtual new Smyrna Speedway, located down in beautiful Florida, this is the finale of the iRacing.com Northwest Tour, presented by Joe's Racing Products. And tonight, the 200-lap season finale is also presented by Joe's Racing Products. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to LSR TV. I'm Greg Rentz. Joining me in the booth is Charles Wooten. And Charles, can you believe we're already wrapping this season up? Seems like just yesterday, it was the start of November, and we were kicking the season off at USA International, and now here we are, the season finale for the Northwest Tour, Season 4, first season on LSR TV. Man, this has flown by, but it has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun. Glad to have been here this season, and hopefully they will come back next season. I don't see why they wouldn't. They seem pretty happy with us. We've done an amazing job, in my opinion. And, you know, it's kind of the day of the first and the day of the last, unfortunately, here with this broadcast. We were talking about it a little bit before we went live, and the day of the last, obviously, you just mentioned. It's the championship night here, of course, presented by Joe's Racing Products, and unfortunately it is also the day of the first, because this is the first broadcast we get to do with the brand new 2021 Gen 6 super late model as well. So definitely bittersweet, but still going to be fun at the same time.
And you know, with it being week 13, a lot of leagues go off and go quiet during week 13 of the iRacing build. This may or may not, we'd have to go through all the iRacing channels because there's so many of them, but this may be the first ever broadcast of this new generation super late model here on the iRacing server. It's very possible because, I mean, this is a brand new car. All these guys had to get brand new paint jobs done, and they had less than a week to do it. Some of them got them, some of them still have not gotten their paint schemes done yet, and they'll be ready to go next year though. But man, for the first time here on LSR TV, these brand new generation super late models are going to be roaring around this half-mile new Smyrna Speedway. Charles, this is going to be epic for 200 laps tonight. Now, this race, a little bit of a different procedure than what we've seen in the past. There will be a halfway break at lap 100 for tires. Drivers can pit for fuel all they want at any point in the race, but they will be allowed to change tires, but only at lap 100.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, and we do know, per Seth Frazier, we were talking to him down in race control a little bit. They're just one floor below us. We were just there. We had to run up real fast, but we did talk to them, and we did hear that if the caution comes out, it will count if it's within a certain lap. So, that's going to be, like you mentioned, the one and only time you can take tires. So you definitely do not want to accidentally take tires before that, or you could be facing some penalties. Let's be honest, even if you don't face a penalty for taking tires when you shouldn't, if you come down on, say, lap 20 for a caution to get fuel and you take tires by mistake, really your penalty is going to be assessed later on that race, because you're not going to have any tires for another 180 laps, and that is going to wear these tires out real quick.
And everybody's going to want a crew chief down there, like Tucker the Pup down there on pit road. Speaking of Tucker, last time Wesley Outland was here, he got to take Tucker on a field trip. Wesley was not with us for the doubleheader, but he is back down on pit road here tonight. Wesley, you're our Joe's Racing Products pit reporter on Joe's Racing Products season championship night of the Joe's Racing Products iRacing Northwest Tour. How many times can we say Joe's Racing Products in one sentence? But Wesley, you're down on pit road. This is the last time the Supers are going to be here on LSR TV with the Northwest Tour.
And fresh in from announcing at Caraway Speedway for the NASCAR Smart Modified Series as well. Literally just got back in the front driveway, locked in, signed up, ready to roll here as your Joe's Racing Products pit reporter for the finale of the iRacing Northwest Tour, presented by Joe's Racing Products here in the Joe's Racing Products 200 at New Smyrna Speedway. So let's talk about the tell of the tape here. New Smyrna Speedway, just west of Daytona Beach, Florida, from the Daytona International Speedway. That is the half-mile gym that always celebrates yearly in February with their 10-12 days of racing in Speed Weeks, the World Series of asphalt stock car racing. I had the privilege to be on the broadcast crew for one of those events there back in February. And this track will offer an exciting event for the super late models. This track a half mile, about 14 to 16 degrees of banking into the corners, flat down the straightaway. You can see 2 and 3 wide racing. It's a premium. It's a given. Another cool thing, guys, I finally get to call pit stops, at least at halfway on lap 100, maybe some more. So it's going to be tires, fuel, hitting the right adjustments. It's going to be a fun time, and it's also going to be a strategy because this is the debut of the new Gen 6 super late model body car for, of course, the Toyota, the Ford, or the Chevrolet. Whatever 3 manufacturers virtually they choose, they have the opportunity to go with. Should be a fun time. I'm looking forward. One more last hurrah. Thanks to Joe Constance and all that he does, as always, having Joe's Racing Products as a sponsor and being your pit reporter. Here at New Smyrna Speedway, it's a fun time, gentlemen. We're going to wrap it up tonight.
Stay away from that pit box right there because Brock has gotten in on the fun. He's got Tucker on board the number 64 here for the season finale and moving forward. But Wesley, 2 things. One, make sure that you stay away from the 64 pit because Tucker got in trouble last time. But if you do happen to have to make your way over there, tell those pit crew guys, put on some dang pants. It's still kind of cold out here. It's the middle of March, dang it. Put some dang pants on.
It has
boys.
been beautiful in this part of the Mid-Atlantic Southeast, reality and virtual. That's no lie. Today was about 75 degrees. So, hey, let them rock their boxers. They're not doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, okay. Of course, some of the new look paint schemes. And Cody or Charles, we're going to go back to you. We see so many of these new paint schemes here on the Gen 6 late models. These things look awesome as we look around. Our paint designers, Mike Wood of Mike Wood Race Designs, cranking out about 10 of them. Travis Barnes getting in on the fun. He painted a couple of cars here for this race. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch them unfold here. Several drivers with rocking brand new paints. Let's show these great fans here at home some of the brand new paint schemes that are going on these cars here as we get set for the final round here of the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products.
Yeah, and real quick while we're kind of sifting through some of these drivers here, doing a quickly I hate when we have internet issues, and tonight is one of those nights. We're fighting through these issues the best we can to try to make sure everything is good. It's stable at the moment, but unfortunately, internet out of our control. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's bad, Greg. I know you've faced your fair share of some internet issues here as well.
And me.
I think we all have faced internet issues at least once in our time here on LSR TV here this season. As we now take a look through at some of the new looks. That's BJ Tidrick with the new look on the number 72. He's representing his new YouTube channel, 72 Paints on YouTube. Documenting him painting the helmets for the championships and Rookie of the Year honors, and he has a whole bunch of stuff going on his new YouTube channel, 72 Paints, right there, kind of a Darryl Waltrip vibe on the number 72. His brother Daryl painted that one. Daryl missing the show here tonight for the season finale. The number 45 had some incidents in the B main, was not able to transfer in. And Charles, the championship is locked up. Chris Carroll in the number 97. As we scan through and see some of these new Gen 6 cars in action, let's talk about that Rookie of the Year battle. Here's how it shakes down. Brock Denny has a slim 21-point lead over Isaiah Gill. Here's the thing. Gill will be starting mid-pack after qualifying third. He'll catch the invert and he will start in the 14th position. He will be able to get passing points. Brock Denny will not, because while Denny got in by winning the B main, he did not lock himself in. Therefore, he is not eligible for passing points. So for Isaiah Gill in the 14, he has a chance to really make up some ground here on Brock Denny for that Rookie of the Year, who's getting a Pyrotech helmet.
Yeah, definitely. Those helmets, something I've been told about and heard a lot about. Haven't got to see one yet. I definitely am looking forward to seeing what they look like. Definitely something different. You don't see a whole lot of people giving away helmets, and we were talking about this a little bit before we went live, and they were saying you can't wear them. I mean, you technically, yes, you could wear it if it fit, and they were saying, well, it might not be the right size. Last year they were larges. You know, we talked about this. Racers have big heads. Sorry if you're a racer, but every racer out there, unless you're a 4-year-old racing go-karts and don't really know, you've probably got a big head and a big ego and think you're the best. So I told them just get the biggest size helmet you could.
Well, see, here's the thing. Seth Frazier, he got a helmet last year for winning the champion. He does wear that helmet. That is the helmet that he won the track championship approval this year. So you can wear them if it fits, but the problem is making sure that it fits. So with that being said, that's on the line tonight. 3 helmets will be given out to the champion. Chris Carroll already has that one locked in the number 97. He is the champion this year. The Rookie of the Year, the battle's down to Montana's Brock Denny and over on the west coast of Washington State, Isaiah Gill. That's up for grabs tonight as well. One of them is coming home with a helmet, and a random draw will get a 3rd Pyrotech helmet, all painted by BJ Tidrick in the number 72. That's all coming up here at the conclusion of this 200-lap race. We're going to take a quick break to thank a couple of proud sponsors here on LSR TV who have been along for the entire ride for the iRacing.com Northwest Tour, presented by Joe's Racing Products. It's Joe's Racing Products night here, the season finale. We'll be right back, and when we do come back, we will be hopefully getting set to grid up for the push for 200 laps. The season finale is on next on LSR TV, your home for sim racing. Welcome back, everybody. As we heard Charles mention, there is some connection issues going on in the production truck here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go quiet for a couple of minutes here. Practice has been extended to allow us to get this correct before the season finale. We're going to go dark for a couple of moments here. Practice is going to continue. You're not going to miss a thing. As far as the race goes, we are going to reset the internet in the production truck, and hopefully we'll be back on soon enough and we can get this 200 lap race underway. We will be back. Don't go anywhere. Get yourself a snack. Wesley, me and you were talking there under that quick commercial break. You're going to go down and visit Tucker, get a corn dog, and take him for a walk because of this extended practice. We'll be right back here on LSR TV. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back as soon as we can. 200 laps coming up here on LSR TV, your home for sim racing. Welcome back to New Smyrna, everybody. We hopefully have the internet issues solved in the production truck. However, in case they are not, we are doing plan B, which is we will record the race in its entirety, we'll announce it like normal, and then as soon as the internet issues are resolved, if they are not yet, we will upload the entire race as tape delay. That is plan B for the race here tonight. We're hoping plan A is a typical live stream like usual. However, with the connection issues that are going on in the production truck, that is plan B. Getting set to go racing here. Wesley, the production team is still down there, so Charles is down there overseeing it right now, so we're going to turn it back down to you here. 200 laps tonight, a halfway pit stop break for tires. That's the only time you're allowed to take tires. However, you're allowed to take fuel whenever you want. So what's that going to do as a driver strategy wise? You have an opportunity to pit for fuel early in the race and set yourself up to possibly gain some positions at that halfway break. The halfway break field is not locked. On those pit stops, you can gain spots on pit road. So will we see drivers come down under a caution in the first half of the race, take some fuel to set themselves up to possibly gain some positions on that halfway break?
Yeah, I mean, basically, bottom line is you know, it's the tell of the tape. You want to come in, you want to pit, you want to go for it, and that's basically at the discretion of when you choose to. And we do know at lap 100 there'll be a caution thrown where pit stops are going to be available for you to take on tires and fuel, make adjustments. And you know, Greg, that's one of the cool things that I get to enjoy tonight for the finale of the iRacing Northwest Tour as the Joe's Racing Products pit reporter. We normally do not cover tire changes. They're going to be taking tire changes. There's going to be strategy and all that. And as well as deciding who's going to be the winner of this 200 lapper with the passing points and everything else. It has been a fun time covering the iRacing Northwest Tour on LSR TV throughout the season. Hard to believe it flew by so quickly, but we're at the end of the rope, and we know the champion. We know the guy's locked it up. Congratulations to him. We got a great battle for the championship. We know Chris Carroll's won the title as far as the overall champion, but there's a race to be decided, and there is 24 caliber drivers that all have a shot to win this event. It should be a fun 200 lapper here tonight at New Smyrna Speedway when we drop the green rag.
And that is also going to help play a role in who takes home the Central Welding Supply Hard Charger Award. Most spots gained from starting position to finishing position is going to receive the Central Welding Supply Hard Charger Award. Big thank you to Central Welding Supply for coming on board this year as well. Charles is back in the booth with us now after getting everything back on. So Charles, again, we were talking about it, halfway break, getting some pit stops here, some tire changes, something we don't really see a whole lot in the North. After what happened in race number 2 last week at Langley with the right front tires near the end of the race, smart move though to really go ahead and allow these drivers to change tires, because after what happened at Langley, I know a lot of drivers were hoping to not have a repeat of that tonight.
Yeah, you definitely you don't want a repeat of that. And tires, you know, they're so crucial. You know, you talk about everything on a race car. Well, you definitely wouldn't be going anywhere without tires. You know, you need an engine, but you need tires as well. So they do not want to see these tires possibly blowing out like they did at the last one. And those guys that they didn't completely blow out on, they were very close to it, and they had to baby it around this track. And it's a wonder to be surprised that we didn't see more cautions because of it. These guys just proving why this series is so good, the way they control them as practice comes to an end.
How about Travis Barnes last week, sweeping both races at Lanier and Langley on tire management both times, but checker flag has fallen, which means for the final time, we're going to the grid. They are lining up behind the brand new iRacing.com sedan pace car for the final time tonight here for the season 4 of the Northwest Tour. Charles, this is the ComServe Wireless starting lineup. Let's go 6 at a time because they are gridding up. Now it's going to be a couple of moments, so let's knock out 6 at a time here, and hopefully we'll be able to get through the whole grid before everyone takes off. On the pole tonight will be Kelly Pointer in the number 16, and after the race, make sure you check out his YouTube channel, KPTV, because he is live streaming the race from his cockpit. Make sure you check him out after the race. Troy Tarbuck will start on the outside front row. Road course winner Sean Brightsman and defending Northwest Cup Series champion starts inside of row number 2 in the 3rd spot as the field rolls off. Bryce Beatty in the 07. Great run on Monday. Dylan Huffines and USA winner Gary Smith make up row 3.
In row 4, going to be Josh Washington, a little happy with the button. Levi Allen in the outside on that 41. Row 5, going to be Ellie Musgrave, the lone female here driving tonight. And Travis Barnes in the 8. And row 6 going to be the 96 of Casey Garber and Seth Frazier in the 32.
Frazier is the defending series champion. This year's champion is Chris Carroll in the number 97, locking the championship up. Isaiah Gill still in the hunt for the Rookie of the Year title. He rolls off in 14th. Bart Hector Jr., if he's going to win a race, this may be the track he does it at. One of his best tracks with Jason Day in the number 52. Brock Denny, the Tucker Dog Special with Eric Cheney was outside. They transferred from the B main. We're just going to go ahead and knock him out right now. BJ Tidrick, Casey Tillman, Alex Duda, Ian Holloway, Shane Quinn, and Brian Reynolds, your 24 drivers who are coming all day strong, all day long here for the final time as they come through 3 and 4. The iRacing Sedan going to pull on the pit road, and for the final time, it is showtime here with the iRacing.com. Northward presented by Joe's Racing Products. They're off and away into turn number 1, Charles.
Yeah, these guys are going to battle it out here. Again, remember, we're looking for the battles on the track, but we're also looking for those battles in the point standings, and we already got cars going around.
Kelly Pointer, the pole sitter and leader of lap number 1, breaking loose going into turn number 3. And that's a real shame because Kelly Pointer won the B-League race here on Friday night in these cars. The B-League switched over to super late models. He won the the B-League win and was starting on the pole for this one. No doubt was feeling confident. Unfortunately, the 16 car in trouble early.
Yeah, that was a hard lick to the outside wall too.
Surprised we didn't have a caution, especially with the fact that we bottled up some of the field, including our champion Chris Carroll. Now let's talk about this 97 of Chris Carroll because he won the championship as a rookie, but I know some people are probably confused. Well, wait a minute now. If Chris Carroll and we got problems, caution is out. Kelly Pointer loose again up in turn number 3, and this is going to bring out our first caution of the day. Eric Cheney rolling there. Brian Reynolds getting collected, and there was Pointer down on pit road. So unfortunately, things not going the way of the 16 car to start this off. We take a look at an LSR TV 4K Ultra HD replay, and Charles, much like what we saw on lap 1, Kelly Pointer having problems in the same spot.
Yeah, and I'm going to work on that replay screen. That's not acting the way we want it to here tonight at all, as hopefully this replay eventually gets here. Again, a few minor issues here tonight, and we're gonna have to take another quick look at this, as here's the actual replay. As you see the 97 there, figuring out how the 03 Bryce Reynolds got involved in this, and I would imagine there's probably contact between the two.
Well, so Reynolds gets collected with Pointer right there. There was the initial incident, and then Reynolds piles in the Pointer there. Carroll doing a nice job getting around. We're going to have to take maybe one more look at it, picking up the 16 cars. You see the new smoke? That's part of the new and improved updates here to the super late model here on iRacing. It's 2021 Season 2. And forward, but here we go. That's Ian Holloway on the inside there of Kelly Pointer. And again, we apologize. Again, the production truck still facing those issues. Just a little bit of contact there with Pointer and Holloway there. So Reynolds unfortunately coming up with the short end of the stick. Ian Holloway did tap on this one. So now we're going to go back and pick up that 97 car as we go back 5 here. The blue 97, Chris Carroll, he is the champion. However, he is a rookie. So some people may be asking, well, wait a minute here. If he's a rookie and he won the championship, that should automatically mean he's Rookie of the Year, right? Not exactly. With the fact that the champion gets a helmet from Pyrotech and the Rookie of the Year gets a helmet from Pyrotech, it was decided that if a rookie wins the championship, the Rookie of the Year award would go to whoever finishes second in the Rookie of the Year points, which is the battle between Brock Denny and Isaiah Gill, because there's no point making two helmets for the same guy. So while Chris Carroll did win the championship as a rookie, the Rookie of the Year award is going to go to whoever finishes second in the points, that being the battle between Gill and Denny right now. Denny came in 21 points to the good in that. We'll have to keep an eye on how that goes throughout the day as the lights are off on the sedan, which means we're going back racing on lap number 8 with Brightsman up front.
Yeah, we already know that Denny needs to finish, maybe they said at least 2 to 3 spots ahead. And him, I really want to finish, 5 or 6, 7, maybe even 8 spots ahead, just to ensure that that spot is locked in and secure. So we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out in the end. But I don't foresee us having too many cautions, but at the rate we're going, we may see some. So that's going to make it hard not to get involved in something throughout the night.
Right now, Denny's doing what he needs to do. He is up in front of Isaiah Gill right now. Denny in 14th, Gill in 18th. So if he keeps that 14 car behind him, and Gill with a little bit of a hip check there on another car. So if Denny can keep Isaiah Gill behind him, that's all he has to do. He can lock it up. If Gill gets around him, that's when you start wanting to keep an eye on what's going on with the 14 and the 64, as these brand new generation super late models rip around New Smyrna for the first time. And it's actually kind of interesting, Charles, to see how some of these drivers were able to get their new paints on, as we have a caution out for the second time tonight. Looks like Josh Washington in the 06 is going to be involved in this one. Levi Allen in the 41 has already tapped on that one and has already received his penalty. So as we key up the 4K Ultra HD replay, we were looking for the 41 of Allen because it sounds like he has already tapped for this one. And we apologize for the problems with the replay graphics. The connection issues biting again, and unfortunately it's championship night. There you see Washington going for a slide. Ooh, Hector Jr. in that new look LSR TV Camaro, courtesy of Mike Wood Race Designs. It's collected in it. You see Allen there on the inside. This is the lap before. Go down. A couple of other Mike Wood cars there on screen. Mike Wood, again, always doing a fantastic job painting up 9 or 10 cars that are in this race tonight. Travis Barnes up in front of him. He has dabbled into it. It's right there. You see the contact. Allen with a little bit of a slide, and unfortunately Washington right there. Hector looks to be okay right there in the kind of a modernized look of the Caterpillar Bill Davis entry. It looks to be okay. I don't see any damage on his car, but as we go on, it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers react to not just these new Super Late Model bodies, but I believe the Super Late Model was one of those ones that got the new damage model in this build. So it's going to drive a little bit different, not just with the car, it's going to drive a little bit different with damage as well.
Yeah, it definitely is, and you saw right there the 41 obviously taking the tap. He goes to the rear of the field, so definitely going to be a struggle for him here tonight, as taking a look to see where those two battling cars are. And I don't see, trying to find Isaiah Gill, because obviously he is the one that needs to finish ahead.
Gill is sitting in 16th position right now, where Denny is 13th. So right now, Denny 3 spots ahead of Isaiah Gill. That's big because Denny needs to finish ahead of Gill to lock it up outright, but Isaiah Gill eligible for passing points. Denny is not. That's going to be crucial here in the later stages of this race.
Yeah, that is going to be very crucial for him to try and get every spot he can. He can't, but they're going to battle to the very end. That's just how these guys do.
It is going to be a battle to the bitter end here on this one. Sean Brightsman and the number 46, and he's one of those guys, Charles, who has not yet gotten that new paint done yet for that number 46 Bright's Boutique. Usually it's a Toyota, but he doesn't even have the graphics on board yet, so we're going to go ahead and call it the Toyota, but hasn't even gotten the decals for that on yet. He's going to lead him to green with Bryce Beatty, one of those new Travis Barnes paints. As the green flag falls, we're back underway on lap number 18. This is our third restart already.
That third restart at lap 18 is still a ton to go. 183 laps left in this race. It is going to be a long one for sure. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how it goes throughout the end. They're still side by side, almost 3 wide back here a little ways. Ellie Musgrave doing good of herself here in this race as well. You know, you have to ask yourself, when is Ellie Musgrave due for a win? You know, I think she's a bit overdue at this point.
And she has done so well in the second half of this season here. Charles, the lone female driver in the field, railing the outside right now, trying to follow Travis Barnes up on the outside. Barnes was able to get around Beatty there in the 07. Barnes is sizing up Brightsman right now for the race lead. Beatty behind him. Musgrave behind them. Ellie Musgrave started 9th up to 4th. She has been so strong the second half of the year, making history twice already this year. First female to win a Northwest Tour sanctioned event, winning the B main in Iowa, getting fast time overall at Langley last week. Ellie Musgrave has been so strong this season, and I'm with you. I think she's overdue for a victory. Sitting in 4th right now is Travis Barnes, number 8, most wins on the year, trying to go to the outside and going through the field. If Chris Carroll does not win tonight, then Travis Barnes outright gets the most wins of the season. But you know Barnes in that 8 car right now, sitting in 2nd. He wants to do it in style, and he wants to lock it up with the checkered flag tonight.
Yeah, he would love nothing more than to lock it up for sure. The question is, can he do it? And get this win here tonight. He'd love to do it. Sean Brightsman, though, you have to say, this is probably one of the best runs he's had here for someone who is just absolutely dominant in the Northwest Cup and Truck Series. He has definitely struggled here in the Northwest Tour, which really goes to show you the talent level of this series and, of course, of the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, because while there are certain tracks he dominates, I guess I wouldn't say he dominates every single one. He's had his ups and downs in there too, so definitely it shows you just the skill level in the Northwest.
Yeah, and Brightsman, going back to him for just a moment, remember, he does have a win this season. It came on the road course, and no surprise considering how dominant he was in the Northwest Racing Series in 2020 on the road courses. And speaking of the Northwest Racing Series, the Northwest Cup Series, which Brightsman is the defending champion of, they're in Atlanta tomorrow night here. So just because this is the finale of the Northwest Tour, that by no means means the end of racing on iRacing in the Northwest. Scratch that for just a moment, because Travis Barnes took a swipe at Brightsman for the lead, unfortunately pushed up the racetrack. And Charles, that comes from this track being so difficult to drive. Corner entry is the spot where you're going to have errors made. You're going to see guys overdriving corner entry right there in turn number 1. We saw it with Barnes last time. Learned his lesson this time, able to keep it down. But Bryce's been fighting back on the outside in the B main race on Friday night. I was surprised to see just how well the cars launched off on the outside. Not that time, as Brightsman gets really loose and catches the wall off of turn number 4, giving the lead to Barnes now in the 8 car. But the outside lane looks really good on corner exit, but Travis Barnes making the inside work to his advantage right now. Once again, Barnes to the lead as the caution falls.
Yeah, we were right there with it. So take a look now. You see the 07 of Bryce Beatty having some slight issues here tonight, as we'll take a quick look here, and we'll see. Hopefully the replay wants to work with us here tonight, and it's doing a little better. As again, we apologize for the issues. Internet's just not cooperating with us here on a Sunday night, so it's unfortunate. But again, remember, as we watch this, we do have a recording going as well. So while it may not be too pristine out there for the viewers, we are definitely going to be posting a better copy as we watch this replay here.
So this is a couple laps before. You're going to see the pass for the lead up in front of Bryce Beatty right there, and then Brightsman catches the wall right there. As they go off into turn number 1, we're watching Beatty in the 07. Now we're watching to see maybe there's contact between Musgrave. That's Dylan Huffines right behind him. Musgrave takes a look to the bottom. Well, you be the judge on that one.
take one look here from our, of course.
I want to take another look at the All-American Pools all-aerial coverage here, because that angle, I was wondering if maybe our old friend Mr. Netcode paid a visit here on this one. That previous angle didn't really tell us the whole story. This one will.
Yeah, right. There's the contact.
Okay, so there was just a little bit of contact there. Now, we were wondering about Neko because that's been a problem in the Musgrave household for a couple of weeks now. The internet issues with the severe winter weather that we had through January and February here in the Northwest really seemed to be hitting some drivers harder than others. Ellie Musgrave was one of those drivers who is really struggling with connection issues. Does not look to be tapping, though, so we will see how it goes from here. No tap out yet on that. One's going to go to the review board, and remember, review board changes every race. We have different drivers on the review board every single week, so with that being said, you never know who is going to be watching the race at the conclusion, taking a look at all of the replays. Now, something interesting here. Bart Hector Jr. and Brock Denny, they have fallen back to 21st and 22nd. I think this goes back to what we talked about in the pre-race. I think they came in and topped off on fuel to try to set themselves up for a shorter pit stop at the halfway break in the 82 and the 64.
Yeah, they very well could have, and we just have to wait and see here. We're still trying to work out some things here. We've reset the overlay, so hopefully that'll work. The lights are off, notice, and we're still single file. So it looks like we're going to go single file here for this restart versus double file.
This is already the third caution of the night on lap 34 as the green flag falls. Remember, Northwest Tour rules, if there's more than 3 cautions, they switch over to single file, and that's what happened right there. Back to single file racing. Barnes out in front. Brightsman, Musgrave, Casey Garber gets around Dylan Huffines now. Garber, one of those guys, again, who has not gotten that new paint scheme on the 96 yet. Trying to roll in fourth right now. Garber picking up the win at Iowa this year for the first win of his Northwest Tour career. Has been very strong this season. One of the biggest or most improved drivers on the tour this season. So he has been outstanding, especially early in the season. Hasn't had the luck in the second half, but it has been very strong this year for the 96. Dylan Huffines didn't get to run the full season this year. He's in 5th, doing a nice job. Gary Smith, of course, winning the season opener at USA. Big time win for Gary Smith as Musgrave gets around Brightsman on the outside. Ellie Musgrave to 2nd, now trying to reel in Travis Barnes.
Yeah, they are just running each other down here. And like you said, we got the plane at 96 of Casey Garber. Some of these guys not been able to get those paint jobs in just yet. Ellie Musgrave obviously getting hers in as she takes over 2nd place. And, we'll see how she goes. Can she get up there to Travis Barnes and possibly steal the win? That's going to be the $1 million question here. And the other thing we haven't discussed here is if a penalty is assessed during this race and you tap or don't tap and should have, the question comes up is, when will that penalty be assessed? I assume that it would just come into the next season.
That is still to be determined. There was discussion about that after the B main because we had a situation where, hey, that might be happening in the B here tonight, so it's all just a matter of what the officials decide. So definitely some conversations to go on in the off season here as far as that goes. Definitely going to be interesting to what it does. Now, checking in deep in the field, keeping my eye on Denny and Hector, especially Denny in the 64, the Tucker Dog Special, because now with him coming down pit road, we assume Isaiah Gill now ahead of him in the number 14. So if the math is correct, at this moment, Gill would lock up Rookie of the Year, but Brock Denny, he's setting himself up nice for a run in the second half. If he came down, he's not going to have as much fuel to put in the car under caution. That's what they're thinking right now. Less time putting fuel in the car would equal out to be getting out on the track quicker. That's the mindset there of the 64 camp, 82 of Hector on that same strategy.
Yeah, it makes you wonder that, it kind of sends me back to this weird mindset of, you know, some of these new diets you have out there where you don't eat 3 big meals a day, you eat maybe 6 little meals during the day. You know, it's almost like that kind of strategy, but with fuel. You come in and get little amounts of fuel throughout the day, so then when you come in for your final stop, you don't have to top off as much, therefore you save less time and you gain a lot of spots when everybody's down on pit road.
That is the mindset of Hector and Denny right now. They've already made their way up to 18th and 19th after restarting 20th and 21st respectively. So slicing and dicing through the field. Now those two are teammates. They are working together here in the tour this season. So they're trying to slice their way through. You're watching Isaiah Gill right now in the number 14, the other driver in the Rookie of the Year battle with Brock Denny. And Gill, he's sitting solidly in the 12th position right now. Been very smooth all season long, a couple of podiums, sitting in 12th right now. Got the defending, or new, I should say, champion Chris Carroll locked in behind him right now. They're trying to track down BJ Tidrick in another new look, 72 paints, number 72.
Right in front of Isaiah Gill.
Yeah, it's all about Gill and Denny. That's the big battle we're watching right now as Rookie of the Year. There also is a nice battle going on for second in points between Seth Frazier and Bart Hector Jr. Hector in the number 82 had some ground to make up. Frazier was 19 points ahead of him coming into the night. Hector sitting in the 18th right now. Frazier has worked his way up into the top 10 after starting 12th. He is up to 7th in the number 32.
Again, so many different little battles going on, and of course this is the championship night again, of course brought to you by Joe's Racing Products. We'll be talking to the Joe's Racing Product pit reporter here momentarily, as they will be coming down pit road here probably in the next 45 to 50 laps depending on the cautions. We've got the 79 of Gary Smith right there just plastering the outside wall, and caution is out.
Caution out, Gary Smith. Competition caution is set for lap 100. If we get one about 5 laps before. Oh, was that Brock Denny in the 6-4 also involved? Brock Denny coming in and leading the Rookie of the Year points. We may have been caught up in this as well, as again, looks like we may be having some issues in the production truck.
And we're gonna, well, I don't think he was involved. We'll just have to speculate. He might have been. It was a little
I think this was a separate incident.
Yeah,
he was spun around on the front stretch.
We'll see if we can possibly get a look at this, and it is still not acting right for us, so we may have to just refrain from replays, unfortunately, here for the most part, unless we absolutely need to. But man, unfortunately, we're looking forward to tonight, and internet just doesn't want to cooperate with us.
So Seth Frazier tapping on this one. So under caution here is here's what happened with the 64 of Denny. Seth Frazier tapping on the caution. It was contact between Frazier and Smith that brought out the caution. Here they are coming off of turn number 4. Oh, yeah, separate incident there. And Denny, the Tucker Dog Special, going for a ride on its roof. And Denny was lucky that he was able to flip back on his wheels there, because that means that he did not have to tow. And that could have been incredibly costly for Denny. But the problem is now that car has been on its lid, so that thing is not going to drive as well as it has so far.
Yeah, it is definitely not going to handle like he wants it to. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see how it all plays out for him in the end of this thing. But again, just unfortunate for him. Lights are still on the pace car. Right now it's Travis Barnes out front. With this caution, does that give Ellie Musgrave a little bit of an advantage, maybe to try to stay with Travis Barnes? She was reeling him in for a minute, and then Barnes put on the boost in there and just started pulling away.
And here's also a follow-up point. What's Travis Barnes doing with the tires? He doesn't really have to worry about tires this time because of the tire change coming up at the halfway point. On a normal Northwest Tour race, no tire changes, and Travis Barnes learned his lesson at North Wilkesboro and really did a nice job throughout the rest of the season. managing his tires. Not a concern here tonight. Barnes can go all out, and we know when Travis Barnes is on the wheel, you know he's one of the hardest drivers to beat here in this series. So it's going to be interesting to see if Musgrave can keep up with them here.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see. I think she could do it. We'll just have to kind of wait and see as the lights are off, though.
Racing pace car pulls in underway once again on lap number 57. Again, halfway, we're going to throw a competition caution, and it will be our only tire change of the night that is allowed. Barnes trying to pull away from Musgrave. Barber, Washington, Jason Day up now in the top 5. Day got fast time tonight, his first pole of his career, and has worked his way up in the top 5. Jason Day showing a lot of speed in that 52 tonight.
Yeah, he is showing a ton of speed. As we'll quickly get that back down for you. As Ellie Musgrave right there hanging in. Casey Garber still been in that 96 unpainted solid black machine, hanging in the third position. Josh Washington, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he caught up in a little spin earlier? And now here he is back in the top 4 in 4th position. Jason Day behind him. So a good run for him for sure. You look back a little bit further, BJ Tidrick in the 7th position, and Isaiah Gill cracking the top 10.
Isaiah Gill up to 8th. That's big because now Brock Denny pinned the lap down. He's not going to gain spots until a caution comes out, and he can get the lucky dog.
Yeah,
Brock Denny, he's got work to do. He's got to wait for a caution to get his lap back. Isaiah Gill is in the catbird seat right now as far as the Rookie of the Year battle goes in the 14.
Yeah, and then, you know, to be honest, I mean, just getting Rookie of the Year is impressive in this group. As, you know, there's just so much talent, so much skill. You know, I say getting a Rookie of the Year is impressive. Just making a feature here, quite frankly, is very impressive. So you've really got to be proud of yourself just for making, you know, if you've made the majority of the races here tonight. Or this week, I should say this year. Wow, we'll get that one out right.
I think, looking back through the season, I can only remember maybe one race that did not have a B main this season. Not counting the road courses, of course. That is an all-time record, though, for the Northwest Tour. This record, this season, obliterated the previous car count records in the Tour this season. So with that being said, moving forward, this is going to be very exciting getting ready for Season 5 because no doubt we may be bringing in even more drivers next season to go along with this record-setting car count that we have here, which follows up with your point. Just to get into the A main in the series is an accomplishment on any given night, let alone get a victory.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, these guys are out here looking to see, you know, looking to prove something, really, and that's to prove just how good they are. And you know, it kind of stinks. We're really starting to see the battles come out here in the season finale as everybody's pushing to finish on a high note. You know, you talk about finishing on a high note. You know, how much momentum does it give you going into the next season when it's really, you know, a good 7 to 8 months away?
It very well could be interesting here, Charles, because this is going to be a long off season for these guys, and what this means, they have a lot of time to promote the series and get it ready. Say, hey, come race with us here in this series moving forward for Season 5, which is going to be starting right around Halloween 2021 is usually when we kick things off. So a lot of time to promote it, get even more drivers, but this long off season allows them to focus on other endeavors. A lot of these guys race in real life at the local short tracks here in the Northwest, which is going to be starting up here in just about a month now, about a month away from the season openers here in the Northwest. So that's going to occupy most of these guys' time, but some of them are going to stick around on iRacing and do some sim racing in some other series. Of course, you're going to have the Northwest Racing Series. They race Mondays and Wednesdays, and a lot of these drivers are going to be battling it out in there. So there's plenty of time to do some other endeavors, but they're all going to be looking forward to Halloween.
they're going to be looking to do some other endeavors for sure. Like you said, a lot of them racing in real life as well. And you know, we'll just kind of see here as we just check in as just now Casey Garber gets by Ellie Musgrave. You know, now we got to see, can Casey Garber catch up to Travis Barnes? Was Ellie Musgrave holding him up a little bit? You know, that time will tell. You know, if he doesn't start reeling in Travis Barnes, we'll know they weren't really holding each other up. But you know, that tends to happen sometimes. Somebody you know, you can't get by them, they're holding you up, and it could cost possibly Casey Garber their win. As you can see now, just in the lap or two, he's already started to pull a little bit away from Ellie Musgrave.
So Garber trying to reel in Travis Barnes. The problem is Barnes is almost 3 seconds ahead. Garber was able to chip a tenth off there. It was 2.8, now 2.7. So Barnes trying to pull away. Here, we'll see what it is this time by. Now the Garber is clear of Musgrave, can focus purely on trying to reel in Barnes, and the lead stays pretty much the same there on this one. Going down the pit road, Wesley, we're under green flag conditions here, but we're about 25 laps from that halfway break. What are you seeing with these drivers going as we see what is developing here near the end of this first half?
There are about a 1 1/4 left to go to the checkered flag, less than 25 to pit stops being an opportunity at the century grind mark. And right now, guys, I'm literally just seeing everybody riding, just literally setting back, settling in, riding, not using up your equipment virtually, staying in position, and we're seeing that. You know, we talked about Travis Barnes and the great season he's had in the number 8 machine. We're also going to talk about Casey Garber. And you know, Greg, when we were having these technical difficulties, as we were talking about in the broadcast, me and you were speaking one-on-one during the downtime, and we said if there's a track that Casey Garber could win at, it's New Smyrna Speedway. He's in the number 2 position. But how about the young lady of Ellie Musgrave in the 23? Snake bit, trials and tribulations virtually for many races this year on the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products. She sits in the podium right now. Could we see history of Ellie Musgrave winning? She's won a B main. She's never won an A main. She is looking good in that 23 car in the top 3 right now. But again, that's all going to change in a matter of 20 laps when they come down for pit stops and adjustments for the final 100 laps of this race in the Joe's Racing Products 200 and the finale of the Northwest iRacing Tour.
Yeah, pit strategy definitely going to come up into effect. And this is big because one of those guys who came down pit road earlier topped off on fuel, Bart Hector Jr. in that number 82 car, sitting in 15th position right now, fell back to 20th, has picked his way back into the top 15. That's big, guys, because now he's got that less of positions to worry about on pit road. Remember, he came in for fuel around lap 30, sacrificed the track position to set himself up for a shorter pit stop on the halfway break. Keep your eyes on that 82 car to see what he can do moving forward on this pit stop as you watch Musgrave reel around in 3rd position.
Yeah, these guys are gonna, you know, the strategy is just, it's all over the place. You never know what they're gonna do. You know, that's why it's racing. It's strategic. You know, unlike my favorite type of racing, which is dirt racing, of course. You know, you have strategy in there, but it doesn't come down to tire strategy, pit strategy. The only time you worry about tires on dirt racing is, well, if somebody runs you over, or you know, you run over debris and you have to go to a hot pit, and hopefully you can get it fixed within the window they give you to do so. But here you have to worry about fuel. You know, are you going to take little bits at a time? Are you going to just take it all at once and try to fight your way through this field? Personally, I would love to have taken fuel each little time that we had a caution, because as long as it takes the fuel, if you have to take a full tank of fuel when you come down for that caution plus tires, you're going to be on pit road for quite some time.
Now, this is bad news for Brock Denny as the leader gets into lap traffic. Pointer, Duda, and Cheney all lap down now. Brock Denny no longer in the lucky dog position, and he's almost half a lap behind these guys right now. Brock Denny is in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, that is bad news for Brock Denny, as he is just trying to fight his way to the front. That's all he needs to do, and he is way back there here at the moment. And that's going to give it to Isaiah Gill at the moment, based on where they're running. 23rd for Brock Denny and 5th for Isaiah Gill. That right there pretty much sums up he would get the spot. However, again, we still have 113 laps to go, and things could change.
Very well could change. Seen it happen time and time again. Garber. Ooh, Cheney sliding up the track in front of Garber. Garber gets to the inside into number 96. Musgrave lurking there in third. Oh, there's contact between Garber and Cheney, and the caution is out. Second place, Casey Garber getting together with a lap car. This is going to be interesting. A look at an LSR TV 4K Ultra HD replay, and again, we apologize for the connection issues, and we may be having audio issues on the end of Charles Wooten as well. Pull up the replay here. There you see the contact between Garber and Cheney. Go back an extra lap. Off in the turn number 3, right there's the contact. No tap yet, so that one so far going to review board here, unless something changes in the next couple of moments. There's the word. Eric Cheney tapping on that one. It sounds like we may have lost Charles Wooten.
No, it's just frustrated. We're here.
There he is. Under caution here, about less than 10 laps to go before the halfway break. Cheney tapping on that one. Barnes, Garber, Musgrave, Washington, Isaiah Gill up in the 5th. That's big now. Remember, no one a lap down. Hector came in and topped off on fuel a little bit more under that one. Pins himself a lap down, though. This is going to be interesting now because Hector has pinned himself a lap down with that move. Interesting decision by Hector to come down pit road there.
Yeah, I know. I might have come down, but taking enough fuel to put myself a lap down, definitely a questionable move. Again, he may know something we don't know, but pinning yourself a lap down, regardless of what we know and they know, is never a good idea. He may have obviously probably didn't intend to do it. Just got caught on pit road a little bit longer than he wanted, but we're taking the green flag here this next time by, which means we are going to be 6 laps till that competition caution.
So it's going to be go time here. Brock Denny back into lucky dog position now in that 64. But Hector, though, in the 82 right behind him. Coming up, green flag back in the air. Barnes takes the green. We're back underway here off in turn number 1. Barnes, Garber, Musgrave, about 5 laps to halfway.
At 5, just about to go until we get that competition caution, lap 100, and then everyone will kind of regroup, reset, and we'll see how they come out of the pits compared to how they went in. As right now, it's that 8 machine of Travis Barnes out front, followed by Casey Garber, Ellie Musgrave, Josh Washington, and Isaiah Gill. Isaiah Gill, obviously the main topic of conversation, him and Brock Denny. And unfortunately, right now, they are at total opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to this race.
But the good news for Denny, he's in the lucky dog position. So when this caution comes out, Denny will receive the lucky dog, which will put him back on the lead lap. So that's the good news for Brock Denny right now. And remember, he's going to have a shot to move up as well. Yeah, he definitely has that shot, and he's going to want to take it for sure. closing stages of this first run. I'm still kind of curious on the call there on the 82 car to not come down pit road. Maybe he's thinking if he comes down pit road now, he can stay out and not take fuel on this one. But the problem is the tires. So no, Hector's going to have to come down pit road. No, I mean, I just don't understand the call on the 82 car right now. But we're clicking laps away. Going to be lap 100 this time by. So we're going to see the halfway point competition caution right now. There it is. Caution is out.
Competition caution is out. 100 laps is what we're on right now. We know this competition caution is going to be interesting, but we don't have to go look at a replay. What we do have is pit stops underway here shortly, and there they are coming down.
So, Wesley, they're coming down to you. You finally get to do some late model pit stops.
It's been a long time coming, but finally to pit lane, here they come. 100 laps in, 100 laps to go, and the cavalry is on the pit lane. Travis Barnes is in, the number 8 machine. So is the 96, the Casey Garber. Ellie Musgrave right in front of those men. Trying to jack up the right side of the car. It's going to be 4 tires. It's looking like splashing, filling up the fuel, putting in that Sunoco race fuel that's gone up to now $35 a gallon because of gas prices. Anyhow, they rock and roll. Here comes the drop of the jack. Travis Barnes down and away, beating everybody off of pit lane. Here comes Casey Garber. He will follow Ellie Musgrave and a whole bunch of others. Dylan Huff finds all these cars taking on tires and fuel. 4 tires and fuel ready for the final century grind here at New Smyrna Speedway. Under 100 to go and for the season. And gentlemen, something you might need to talk about as well. You know, this isn't like 12, 14-second pit stops like you see virtually on iRacing or even in the real-life Cup Series. These drivers go through a full-length pit stop that takes 30 seconds or more, just like you'll see them changing tires or taking on fuel at the Snowball Derby or even here at New Smyrna at the World Series of Racing.
Under caution here at the halfway point. We're going to step aside. Thank a couple of our great partners here have brought us this entire season, and when we come back, we're going to bring you the second half of the season. You're watching the LSR TV season finale for the iRacing.com Northwest, presented by Joe's Racing Products. Back at New Smyrna for the final about 93 laps of the season here for the iRacing.com Northwest Tour, presented by Joe's Racing Products. Barnes, Garber, Seth Frazier, defending series champion. His reign is going to come to an end here as soon as the checker flag falls, but he's going to have a shot at a race win here to boom himself into a tie for second all time with Travis Barnes as the green flag falls. But for Frazier to do that, he's got to get around Barnes into number 8 as he pulls away.
Yeah, he's got to get around him, and Travis Barnes again just pulling away right now. With Garber in tow, but not quite there. And This pit stop really shook some things up. Now we see Seth Frazier, Josh Washington, and Briar Reynolds in the top 5, and Ellie Musgrave, who was in the top 5 in second place there for a while, mired all the way back in 18th place. Oh, and the 16 into the wall. We'll just watch that one live.
And the caution is out. Art Hector Jr. is going to get himself back on the lead lap now in the number 82 with that one, as Pointer in the 16 goes around.
And again, to spare the fans from having to indulge that awful replay screen that is happening and is having issues with, we'll just tell you that we watched it live. The 16 of Kelly Pointer just got into the wall and literally drove up the wall, and it just wrecked it.
I'll put us under caution here. Going to be 90 laps to go when we cross the stripe this time, and Bart Hector Jr. in that LSR TV Camaro is going to receive the lucky dog right there. That modernized Ward Burton take Mike Wood did. Awesome looking car. And I'm not just saying that because my name's on it, but he's going to receive the lucky dog and rip around. There he goes to the outside. So Hector get himself back on the lead lap here and try to begin his charge up to the front to try to steal this victory at the end.
So which one's your name? Joe, Rents, Hector, Mike Wood? Which one? There's a few names on there.
I'm going with LSR TV on there.
Okay, well your name is now LSR TV, so.
Hey, that's my name in the communications chat. Now we all know which one my name is there on that one. As it's back on the lead lap now. Hector going to be sitting in the 18th position when we restart. So work to do for the 82, but he's got a fast car under him. He knows he can get it done.
And this time I didn't know you could rhyme.
We're gonna leave that one in the bank where it belongs.
We'll put it back on the shelf. The lights are still on, but they will not be for much longer. You know, I want to talk a little bit about this pace car, this new sedan we have. I absolutely love it. You know, the Ford Mustang was nice, but I like this one. The lights don't flash on it, and that really bugs me. I don't know why, but I really like this new sedan iRacing pace car.
The lights do flash, though, Charles. What are you talking about?
No,
the lights are flashing on the pace car. They're LED lights,
to the
but they're flashing.
No, we're referring to the headlights.
Oh, okay. I shut up.
There you go. So once again, our Joe's pit reporter is giving out hashtag fake news. As you see, the headlights were not blinking. If you know iRacing, the Ford, the headlights blink.
One for the road.
So that's the new iRacing sedan pace car.
Just trying to help you put on a half face, Charles. I know you had a little
okay, there we go. The lights are still on.
Technical difficulties.
We'll have to keep an eye. You know we're going to get another caution. I want to come back to that. Nope, never mind. There we go. It looked like the car had highs and low beam lights, but it doesn't. They are just on all the full high beam, whatever you want to call them. So again, it just looked weird from a different angle. But regardless, that green flag is back out, and Barnes is leading it, followed by Garber, Frazier, Washington, and Reynolds. Day and Gill are going to be just outside the top 5. And Greg, it has been single file restarts here since about lap 18
about
or
30 or so. About
Yeah.
30 or so, yeah. As we kind of got off to a rough start here, but things really settled down in the second half. I think we had what, a 70 lap green flag run to finish off that first half, or it was about a 60 lap run and then a 10 lap sprint to the end of the first half there. So Barnes leading the way, Garber second, Frazier third, and this is really playing into Travis Barnes' hand right now because he does not have to worry about tire management. He can go. It's just 2 100 lap sprints, and Travis Barnes knows how to get it done in these short distance races. This race has kind of been divided into 2 of those, and I'm not at all surprised to see Barnes up front leading the way right now.
Yeah, Barnes definitely. I'm not surprised either to see him where uses him. He's fast. And, you see him here pretty much from the get-go. He's been up front leading. However, you look at him in the Northwest Cup Series where we see him race from time to time. He did race. He doesn't race at the moment, but he always found and worked his way up there. He didn't always necessarily start there like he's doing here tonight, and it just shows how good he is as the caution is out.
Caution's out. Think the Tucker Dog Special was caught up in it. Brock Denny in the 64. Well, I'm having flight connection issues on my end. Nothing to worry about, but I'm not going to get to see what happened. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go to an LSR TV 4K Ultra HD replay because just going to make sure we get this right on this one.
Yeah, we're going to do our best. Again, we're still having some issues with the overlays that are a cause of the internet issues because, everything is internet based around here. So we do apologize for that, but eventually it'll hide. There it goes. As you see right there, they go into the corner and just nope, and it just rolls it.
So yeah, that happened.
Yeah, we'll take one more look at it here. We'll go from the eye in the sky here from the drone cam. All-American pools, and you see right there, I don't think the 13 knew that the 64 Brock Denny was there.
That's Alex Duda in the number 13. Fortunately, he winds up on his lid up there in turn number 4, and I kind of have an idea of what that feels like to have your night end on your lid at New Smyrna. I found that out on Friday night in the B League, so lucky dog for this one. Fortunately, is not going to be anybody, I believe.
Sean Bryceman just went around.
Sean Bryceman will get it because Brock Denny was in the position to get one of his laps back. Unfortunately, he was involved in the caution.
That is unfortunate for Brock Denny. You feel like when you're days like this and you're just having a day and you just have that cut and then somebody's just rubbing salt and dirt and all kinds of grime in it right now. That's got to be how Brock Denny's feeling right now. When it rains, it pours. That pretty much sums it up for him. He was already in a bad spot going a lap down, and then you're in the prime spot to get it in, and you're involved in the caution, and you don't get the lap back.
That's gotta be for Denny, especially knowing that he was in position to get the lucky dog. Right now, Brock Denny is hoping that Isaiah Gill has some bad luck strike number 14, but Gill has done a fantastic job keeping the nose clean on that number 14 Ford Mustang. So right now, Denny's hoping that something happens in these next 75 laps.
Yeah, he is definitely hoping something. The good news for Brock Denny is there's still 77 laps to go in this race, which means that, Isaiah Gill is up here. He is sitting in 7th position, which equivalates to what we're getting at here. There's still a chance something disastrous could happen to Isaiah Gill. We don't wish that to happen. He doesn't want it to happen. But when you're running in the top here where the competitive, or when the competitors are and they are as competitive as they are, there's a very high likelihood that mistakes could be made that could wad you up in a big wreck. So Brock Denny just definitely does not need to give up hope yet.
That's why you keep wheeling and keep going until the checkered flag falls. It's not over yet. Denny's hoping for another caution or two, get himself back on the lead lap, and then try to make up ground. And there it is, Isaiah Gill with problems in the number 14. Oh no, the announcer's curse may have just struck. He's off the pace in the number 14, losing a lot of ground, and he's got damage on the left front. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Oh boy.
Well, we'll just chalk this one up here again to our Joe's Racing Products pit reporter jinxing another driver here in the 14 of Isaiah Gill. So,
so Brian Reynolds.
Wait a minute! Whoa! Never said anything about the 14 of Isaiah Gill. This is your fake news moment.
It was real news. I jinxed him. There's nothing fake about that one.
I think we both jinxed him on that one. So I went back and looked. What happened was Brian Reynolds caught the wall into number 03, and Gill had nowhere to go and piled into the back of him. We stayed green, so now Gill and Denny separated by just one position. So all of a sudden now, Brock Denny has found himself back as the Rookie of the Year winner, as Isaiah Gill had the problems. So now Denny's wondering what's going to happen with Gill moving forward here. Gill with a lot of damage now on that 14 car. This Rookie of the Year battle just took a big turn.
Yeah, and I would like to point out that by our Joe's Racing Products pit reporter Wesley Allen accusing me of giving out fake news. That was his hashtag fake news number 2 of this race. So therefore, he is now the hashtag fake news king. So there we go. He is the hashtag fake news king. It is what it is.
I'm glad that this is the last race of the season. If you're going to go all out, right?
Yeah, I mean,
seriously.
Last race of the season. It's the last race of the season for these guys, but we're right
I declare a recount, okay? I declare a recount.
We're right back here tomorrow. You'll get your recount tomorrow for the Northwest Cup Series.
Hey, Atlanta, that'll be a good one.
We take at least 2 weeks to recount votes.
Atlanta coming up. Here tomorrow night for the Northwest Cup Series. Most of these drivers in this field tonight will be competing in that race tomorrow night in the Northwest Cup Series. So it'll be definitely a good show to watch. Set your reminders now on LSR TV.
And keep in mind, tomorrow and Wednesday are the first races where you have to qualify in. Obviously, you had to qualify for the duels, but the duels I don't consider that qualifying necessarily. That's racing your way in.
I was gonna say, can you say that in English, please? You weren't making sense there, but now I understand what you're talking about.
Fake news, Charles. Fake news again.
No,
okay, let me explain what he's talking about. We had the duels. That was what set the qualifying order and starting lineup for Daytona. Starting in Atlanta tomorrow, we're back to normal qualifying. Go out 2 laps, click them down. Whoever's fastest starts on the pole. That's what you mean by that. But you took a very interesting path of travel to get there.
Well, I do have a headache, so my head's not real clear.
He beat it around the
Yes, Wesley, Wesley used to know all about racing your way in. It's dirt track style. You don't qualify. You draw a random pill and then complain, well, I got the wrong pill. This is like too high. You start at the back and you race your way in. But
I love it. I wish we could do away with qualifying and do heat races like it for the duels. Yeah.
I agree until we go to somewhere like Talladega and have to do heat races with like 8 cars. For NASCAR, but either way, they're going to be qualifying in, so we'll see how it all plays out. But I am fairly certain that Seth Frazier not have a paint job yet.
Mike Wood painted him a car. Unfortunately, Frazier did not have time to apply the wrap to the number 32 car. Mike Wood did get him a paint job on that number 32. Frazier just hasn't had time to apply it to the car yet. I think that's what's going on there.
Well, it's unfortunate, but you got not a bad look to it. Just a white number with a black. It looks like we're out here testing tuning as he gets a little bit squirrely there, trying to get him.
That's the backup car.
Yeah, that's the backup car. Do one of these guys have anything, or does anybody have anything for Travis Barnes? As by the way, we are 10 laps to 50 to go here. This race coming to an end very soon, and unfortunately, sad note, so does the season.
And it's definitely unfortunate because we've had so much fun. I mean, we said at the start of the year, this is our wheelhouse here on LSR TV. As far as like this particular 3-man crew goes, myself, you, and Wesley, short track racing, this is our wheelhouse. This is what we love to do. Of course, Charles, you're on the dirt side mainly, where me, I'm on the pavement side with these guys. These are the guys that I'm getting to hang out with on a weekly basis in the summertime. Wesley, you do just about everything. You do dirt, you do short track, you do Cup Series, Truck Series, everything you can imagine. You even went to the Super Bowl, I think, this year. So,
yes.
I mean, but
not this year. I tried to, but I've been before.
They didn't let him in this year. They kicked him out.
Yeah,
COVID would not let me get him.
So they caught on that you were going to try to sneak in all that blue Gatorade mix for me. So
I was in on it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I decided to not go for the big bucks on that one, and should have. I'm still salty about that here a month and a half later.
Speaking of salty, I don't think they're going to be salty as much, but they are definitely battling. Look who's side by side on the racetrack. The 64, excuse me, of Brock Denny and the 14 of Isaiah Gill.
It's not for position, but this is good news for Denny because now he realizes that Gill is right there, and Denny is up to 19th now. Gill 18th. This is big for Denny to have that 14 in his sights because now he knows the 14's having issues, and I'm sure he's in communications with everybody else around him, mainly being his teammate Bart Ector Jr. saying, "Hey, Gill's right behind you." Or right in front of you position-wise as well. Oh no! And around goes Denny in the 64.
Bad dog, no biscuit.
Good news for the Tucker Dog Specialist. The caution comes out. He's only going to lose one spot, that being the Sean Breitzman in the 46, who has clearly taken the tap on that one as he just pulled right into pit road, and that was his second of the night. That's going to be the end of it for Sean Breitzman there in the 46.
And that is definitely unfortunate for Sean Breitzman, just to know how high of a caliber driver he is, to having to be parked here tonight. But it's one of those deals, it is what it is. Sometimes you're the one everybody's looking to in victory lane, and sometimes they just forget who you are.
Definitely a tough one there. Breitzman tapping on that one. So the good news for Denny, he does not lose a spot as Breitzman was the only other driver on his lap. So he will stay in 19th, stays one spot ahead of Isaiah Gill. Or one spot behind Isaiah Gill, which means as of now, he's got that Rookie of the Year award. And in the closing stages, 50 to go at the line, Denny's going to be hoping Isaiah's car is still kind of banged up.
Yeah, I'm still not that happy with where he's at. I'm sure he's not either. I want to see, Brock Denny get his laps back and get back on the lead lap. If he can just get on the lead lap, I think he could get by Isaiah Gill and gain some spots. But, it's just one of those deals. Sometimes Lady Luck's on your side. Sometimes she just looks at you and shrugs her shoulders and says, nothing I can do for you, bub.
Unfortunately, Lady Luck is not being nice to poor Tucker here today. What an adventure Tucker's had this year, too. Wesley got to take him on a field trip in Phoenix.
Yeah, that's we remember that day. I have to ask
Wesley
myself.
was trying to convince him to go for another one.
He probably was. And, I have to wonder now with the luck.
I was trying to.
While he gains and regains his composure.
What is this? This is the last race of the year. Is this Pick on the Joe's Racing Products pit reporter?
No,
yes, we're just trying to see how many times we can get that in.
This is just getting every last little jab in you can, because while we work together dang near every night of the week, this is our last chance here with the Northwest Tour on a Sunday night to get to mess around. Lights are off on the pace car, by the way.
Yeah, they are, and we'll see. We'll still get to throw jabs at Wesley. Unfortunately, it just won't be the Joe's Racing Products pit reporter. It will be me behind the curtain just making him laugh when nobody knows what's going on.
Oh, just you wait. One day you're going to forget to mute your mic, and it is on.
LSR After Dark.
Yeah.
I'm not our cameraman over here who forgets sometimes.
Green flag back in the air. Less than 50 to go. Barnes leading the way. Garber second. Frazier in third. Jason Day, Josh Washington, two guys who did not find victory lane this season so far. There's still one more race to go, and they're both up in the top five. But how about it for the 52 and the 06, Day and Washington? They've been putting on a fantastic job here this season and finishing it off again with another great top five run for both of them. And look at BJ Tidrick up there, up in the top 10 now in that number 72. He is up to sixth, hanging on in the battle with Huffines now.
Yeah, and you almost had both Tidricks here in this A main event. And Greg, not sure, I don't know if you got all the details as to why Daryl Tidrick was not here. However, Daryl Tidrick actually would have had a provisional to make it into this race. However, there was an incident on track that he did not tap for in the B main that was deemed to be his fault. Therefore, he did not advance into the A main. I believe it was the second incident, so he did not advance into the A main even though he had the provisional. Otherwise, we would have Daryl and BJ Tidrick here in the A main tonight.
But that definitely was a heartbreaker for Daryl in the number 45. Unfortunately, how the cookie crumbles here sometimes. You got to get at least one mention of dessert in here. I mean, it's National Pie Day. We haven't even talked about pie yet.
Did he just say that's how the cookie crumbles? Did he just drop a line from Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
Since when did Bruce Almighty come up with that? I've heard that from...
I've heard that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not swear the crumbles. I'm not swear. I like it.
Okay, so Wesley's completely
mind.
gone off the deep end at this point. And to answer your question, I was completely unaware that it was National Pie Day. First off, what kind of pie are we talking about?
What kind of pie are we? Do you like pie?
Well,
As The Rock said, do you like pie?
I mean,
Wesley's lost his mind.
You got to be serious. While we're watching this battle here going on for a second, there's pie and then there's pie. Which kind of pie are we talking about?
What kind of pie are we talking about here, Greg?
Well, for National Pie Day, we're talking about the number 3.1415, whatever.
Pie,
we're talking about that. But
today's Pie Day, exactly. Not pie like food you eat.
yeah,
Okay,
but,
so,
I mean, there's no better way to celebrate Pie Day than by eating the pie that you eat.
Technically,
I was thinking about pie that The Rock
pies.
talked about in the WWE. You know,
Well,
do you like pie?
There are three pies. So which one are you? We're talking about the numerical pie. Because there's two other types of pie, just so you know.
Oh my goodness.
There's pie like you have fruits and fruits in, and then there's pie like pizza.
If you're gonna go out with a bang, right? Talk about pie in the process.
Yeah, pizza pie, dessert pie, whichever. It all works on
Hey,
Pie
I can
that's
Day.
tell you
more
this,
right.
I bet you if Travis Martin wins this race as he's leading right now, he'll take a piece of the pie.
That's a moray, as they say.
He's going to take the big piece of pie because he will have the most wins on the season locked up. This would be his fourth win of the season, Charles. No one else has won more than two. Only Chris Carroll and Shane Quinn and Caden Anderson with 2 wins on the season, other than Travis Barnes, who has 3. We had such a competitive start to the season as well as we're in the closing stages. How many races did we get in before we had a repeat winner? I think we got halfway into the season, much like the S&B Cup Series that ran on Wednesday nights here throughout the fall and winter. Almost 8 races before the guys who really were showing their strength really came to life in the second half.
Yeah, just took them a little bit to get going. Makes you wonder they gotta, shake off the dust and rust and get those things going. And some of these guys may not touch these simulators or their sim rigs or something like that for a good 7-8 months while they're out racing the real car. And it's a little bit of a learning curve. Yes, it's as close thing you're ever going to get to a real race, but when you've been real racing and then coming to a sim racing, there is a little bit of difference. And you really got to shake those off. And once you get those cobwebs off from sim racing, we saw those guys come back to the top of the field.
Very much so, indeed. And that is just one of the things that makes it so much fun, with the fact that these guys, 70-80% of them, race in real life in the Northwest here, circling the circling the tracks here in the Northwest, you got Travis Barnes, who's a mini stock racer over on the coast of Southtown Speedway. Casey Garber, a former 3-time mini stock champion in the number 96. He's in second. Seth Frazier, a street stock, hobby stock champion this past year. Jason Day, not sure, don't know him too well, so not sure where he falls in. Looks like he's from north of the border in Canada, so not sure where his racing falls in. Josh Washington, his brother races late models, and I believe Josh has stepped into Hornets and Bump to Pass lately at Yakima. Unfortunately, what happened with that track, I mean, it still just breaks our heart hearing the news from Yakima. You got 2 more Yakima drivers right there behind them, BJ Tidrick and Dylan Huffines. BJ, one of the all-time greats of Yakima Speedway. So many historic victories for Tidrick, not just at Yakima, but at racetracks in the past. Dylan Huffines, again, a youngster from Yakima. He's going to be racing around the Northwest here. Shane Quinn, Chris Carroll, Briar Reynolds, Ellie Musgrave, Bart Ector Jr., Bryce Beatty. So many drivers in this series that race in real life, and that's what makes this series so much fun, is the fact that we get to see them every Saturday night at the local short tracks during the summer, and then every Sunday night here on LSR TV in the winter.
Yeah, it's definitely good, and you know, in spite of the atrocity of internet issues we've had here tonight and overlay issues, definitely looking forward to a next season, although we have to wait quite some time to get to it. But what I want to point out here is we have 25 laps to go here in these closing stages. 25 laps to go. That is it. And, you know, it's kind of bittersweet. We get to see Travis Barnes win, Chris Carroll get the championship. It looks like possibly Brock didn't get the I believe the best of the rest. I believe it is. I can't remember exactly.
The rookie of the year.
The rookie of the year. That's kind of like the best of the rest.
It all depends on what Isaiah Gill is able to do here in these last 24 or so laps. He is still trying to make his way up for position. Based off the math that we did, we believe, we're not sure, but unofficially, Gill has to get up to 14th position, we believe, 14th or 15th, to get up there and get past Denny. And here's the thing, who sits in that 14th position right now? Denny's teammate, Bart Hector Jr. You know, if it comes down to that, Hector is going to drive the wheels off to try to keep Gill behind him.
Yeah, and just based on how far he's gone so far, he's going to get by the 87 of Ian Holloway here, but he just really hasn't been able to progress through this field as fast as he wants, so I don't know if he's actually going to have a shot to do it, but he is definitely going to try. As we got Sparks coming off the wall, and you know, those two are right there together. Like you said, they're not battling for position necessarily.
In the wall.
Oh,
and Gill got lucky there. Denny gets in the back of him. Gill able to squeeze through. And Brock Denny, how frustrating is that for Denny, knowing that he cannot get up there and Isaiah Gill back there, knowing that he's right there, but it's not for position. That's got to be frustrating for Brock Denny in the 64. If our math is correct, we believe Gill has to get past the 82 of Hector to get Lucky Dog or the Rookie of the Year award. But unfortunately, that's going to be very, very close because Gill is running out of time. We're inside 20 to go. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it is going to be very close for him to try to make something happen. Meanwhile, up front, that is Travis Barnes. Nobody has had anything for him since he took the lead, and he has just checked out further and further to go away from this field. He may see some lab cars coming to the picture here soon, though. Would and could that throw a wrench into things and slow him up just a little bit? It's really going to be determined, I guess, on how easily he can get by him and how easily they let him go by.
16 to go at the line for Barnes. Barber, Frazier, Day, all kind of single file right now behind him. Washington losing a little bit of ground in the 0-6. There was also a little bit of a battle going on for second in points between Frazier and Hector. Looks like Frazier is going to very, very solidly lock that one up. in the number 32 as he sits third while Hector sits 14th. Isaiah Gildo has caught up to Casey Tillman now in the number 92, another position. Yeah, I just can't remember if he needs to finish 4 ahead of Brock or 5 ahead of Brock. And right now he's sitting 3 spots ahead of Brock. It is so close right now.
Yeah, it is definitely close as they are winding down on laps and winding down on the season. We'll know who's crowned where shortly after we go off air, probably if not a little before. But Brock Denny, they're kind of riding up the wall one more time, as unfortunately that 14 of Isaiah Gill is really a sandwich with 2 teammates right now. And if I was him, that's a kind of a scary place to be.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about Tillman in the 92. We're talking about the car in front of him. The 82 of Hector, Denny's teammate, is the one that Gill has to really worry about right now. We believe, as the laps continue to click away, going to be 11 to go at the line for Travis Barnes, who's coming off of turn number 4 right now. But the big drama on the screen right now is right there, the 14 and the 64, the battle for Rookie of the Year. Denny pinned 3 laps down, but Gill trying anything he can to get as many spots as he can because the difference is within 1 spot on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, so again, and apologies, I did call it to the best of the rest earlier. I still got that on my brain from just, not too many weeks ago. We were crowning that in the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, but it is, of course, Rookie of the Year, and you can see those yellow stripes there for a split second on the back of the 14's machine. Right there, you get another shot, and you'll get another one right there. You can see the yellow big time on Brock Denny's, indicating, rookie stripes there. It's been a long time since we've seen rookie stripes, and actually being on there and being used as they were intended. So that they are here tonight, as it looks like Isaiah Gill possibly going to get by the 92. No, Casey Tillman shuts the door.
And this is big. Remember, this is for Rookie of the Year. Ooh, Hector with a big slide. Hector, big slide. He was looking for position around Bryce Beatty up in front of him. He's going to lose a little bit of ground. Isaiah Gill is chomping at the bit right now, but he's running out of time. You're not missing a thing up front as Barnes continues to cycle away. There is Hector in the 82 sitting in the 14th position right now as Gill, big run through the center of the corner there for the number 14 of Gill, getting right up to the bumper of the 92, but Tillman again shuts the door. Coming to 6 laps to go in that battle. Denny on the outside wants desperately to get around the 14, even though it's not for position, to pin him back there. Get himself a buffer between him and the next car for position for the 14 would be huge. 5 laps to go for Barnes, who's leading the way right now, but this is the battle right now for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, we are in the time frame now that if a caution came out, would you go into overtime? So Travis Barnes doesn't want that, and quite frankly, if you're Isaiah Gill, do you want a caution? Do you want a chance to maybe get a jump on the restart and try to get by 1 or 2 drivers very quickly, or do you just want to ride this out and see how it plays out?
If I'm Gill, I want a caution. If I'm Denny, I want this thing to stay green to the end. Closing stages. Chris Carroll in the number 97. We haven't talked about this guy a whole lot tonight, but he is coming around to collect his championship in the number 97. He had it clinched a couple of weeks ago, but he's going to get a big celebration at the end. But up front, 2 laps to go. 1 mile left for that young man. Travis Barnes looking for his 7th victory of the season. He's going to come around, get the white flag this time by and off of turn number 4. It's the CRN 1 to go. Travis Barnes, half mile away from his 4th win of the season.
Yeah, just 1/2 of a lap. He's already on the backstretch.
Barnes going to come around off of corner number 4. He's going to come off turn number 4, pick up his 4th win of the season. Travis Barnes wins at New Smyrna. Chris Carroll is going to come through 3 and 4 and pick up officially the season 4 championship. And in the battle, Gill cannot get around Tillman. unofficially, that will make Brock Denny the Rookie of the Year.
Definitely a hard-fought battle there, as Travis Barnes getting some congratulations there. Again, we're having issues with the overlays here tonight, so we're going to forego pulling them up on the screen. However, we will read through them so you know where everybody finished. And, just a great run here for Travis Barnes for sure.
Travis Barnes going to do the burnout. His 4th win of the season, leads the series in wins here. His 7th all-time, 2nd all-time in league history, 2nd only to Jason Berg's 12. Casey Garber and Seth Frazier, great title defense for Seth Frazier. He comes home 2nd in points in the number 32. And how about it for Casey Garber there in the number 96 to come home with a 2nd place to wrap up the season. Travis Barnes getting it done, 4th win of the season. And now we go to the results. Wait for the official word, as Chris Carroll has locked up championship. Travis Barnes locks up win number 4, and we wait for official word on Rookie of the Year. We'll have hopefully the results for all of that when we come back here. We'll talk to our top 3, we'll talk to our champion, and we'll see if we have Rookie of the Year figured out when we come back live on LSR TV, your home for sim racing. Welcome back to New Smyrna, everyone. As Travis Barnes officially parks in the victory lane. Before we move down to our top 4, we're going to run down the unofficial results presented by Sawblade.com for the finale here on LSR TV. Travis Barnes getting the victory for his 4th win of the season. He leads the series in wins this season. Casey Garber coming home in 2nd. Seth Frazier in 3rd. Jason Day, Josh Washington round out the top 5. BJ Tidrick comes home with a 6th. Dylan Huffine 7th. Chris Carroll wins the championship, and he comes home in 8th. Tonight we'll talk to him after we talk to the top 3. Ellie Musgrave and Briar Reynolds round out the top 10. Coming home in the 11th spot looks like is going to be Shane Quinn in the number 4. Troy Tarbuck, Bryce Beatty, Bart Hector Jr., Casey Tillman in 15th. Isaiah Gill comes home 16th. We do not have the official word yet on Rookie of the Year, and that is also pending review, so we will not know who the Rookie of the Year is, unfortunately, before the end of the race here tonight. Ian Holloway, Levi Allen, the 18 cars on the lead lap. Brock Denny, Kelly Pointer, Sean Breitzman, Alex Duda, Eric Cheney, and Gary Smith round out the top 10, or round out the finishing order here tonight. we will head it down now to our front stretch, where first we're going to catch up with third place. Wesley Outland has caught up with Seth Frazier.
Yeah, we're going to grab third place and get his thought on the race and all that good stuff as we put a tip of the cap on the season for the drivers of the iRacing Northwest Tour, presented by Joe's Racing Products. And we'll talk to Seth Frazier, the number 32 machine. We were able to keep him in action last week at Daytona. Very close to winning that race. And Atlanta tomorrow night. But to wrap up the Super Late Model Series, Seth, third on the podium. Your take of this race this evening, and very close. New Smyrna Speedway is definitely a track to figure out, and it was a long 200 laps.
Yeah, it was a fun race. It was really hard to pass. You had to get next to somebody to even have a shot at it. And overall, though, we had a few more cautions we would like to have seen, but there was good runs there at the end.
Talk about, you run the Cup program, you do the trucks. Is there anything that you use both to help you be...
FarmersOnly.com. Find yourself.
You don't have to be lonely. Oh, wow. Greg, you see, they take jabs at you, you take jabs at me. We're all in this together. Greg, this is your chance to jab back at Seth Frazier before I let you go. That is worth coming back after him. Come on.
I have plans, but it's not going to be tonight. I have plans. That's going to be safe for Wenatchee this year.
Wenatchee.
So
Seth Frazier, he'll finish in third. What else you got to add, Seth? Go put a little more knife in the dagger.
That's it. Greg doesn't want to mess with me too much. He knows he might catch me in real life up there, and if there's fans in the stands and I have to find him a date, he'll be a whole new shade of red.
Well, we already know we are going to have 25% capacity for the first few races at Wenatchee, so that's coming up. But Seth, we'll see you at Wenatchee at some point this year, man. But third on the night, second in points tonight. Great season for you.
Thanks, guys.
That's Seth Frazier again, third base, and you know, maybe soon Seth can ask Greg if he likes pie.
Not going there right now. Coming home with
down to you, Greg, for tonight.
Coming home tonight with a second place is Casey. It was a good, strong season for you, getting that win at Iowa, up in the top 5 for a majority of the race here tonight. Coming home with second, and this has proven lately in street stocks, limited late models, super late models. This has proven to be one of your best tracks over the course of the last year here on iRacing. What is it about this track that you like so much?
Actually, I don't really like this track, but it's not that bad. You got to drive the corners a little differently than a lot of people think. You got to stay up high and kind of cut it off, but apparently that didn't work. I didn't save any tires there for Travis, so congrats to him on that win.
Boy, how does feel the way you were running around. Looked like this was one of your favorite tracks. But man, what a great season for you here. The win at Iowa, getting that monkey off your back early, and then running strong throughout the course of the season. And you were one of those guys who was on iRacing just about every single night during the course of the pandemic. Let's go back and just talk about how much you worked on it through the offseason, getting faster and faster, and not just these, but every single car on there. How much did all of that seat time on the iRacing sim over the course of the pandemic through summer help out into the season tonight?
I think it helped out quite a bit, but we got a new car last week, and they drive completely different, and I think we could have spent a little more time on a better setup and had a better race here, but it's all good. Figure these things out some way or another.
Well, the good news is we have all summer to prepare, and Season 5 is going to feature this car in its entirety next year, which, again, is going to start up here on Halloween. Well, normally we would ask about previewing the next race, but since this is the finale, let's talk Cup cars. Tomorrow we head to Atlanta, and I know you've been running that series a lot lately, and you've been running strong over there, too. What are you expecting from Atlanta tomorrow?
I think it should be pretty good. Stay out of trouble there and just be there at the end.
All right, Casey, second place here tonight. One win on the season for you. That came in Iowa earlier this year. Chance to thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I just want to thank Garber's Garage and Coors Light. Thanks to you guys for putting this on. Seth, BJ, great job.
Got Miller Lite, and we got Coors Light on the second and third place cars. Casey Garber coming home with second. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, our winner is under the age of 21, so he's not going to get a chance to thank Bud Light, but Wesley has made his way down the victory lane to catch up with Travis Barnes. Remember, 21 means 21.
That's right. Don't be drinking if you're underage. And for sure, what a phenomenal job for the young man. Number 18, closing out the year. Another big win. A couple of wins this season for Travis Barnes. Travis, you like New Smyrna. What a good show. It seemed like your car was the dominant factor all evening long here in the Joe's Racing Products 200. What's your take of being the winner of the final race of the season?
It feels good. I won this race last year. I think the circumstance would have been different. I thought I was going to start in the back, but I ended up starting where I qualified based on the invert, so that helped out a lot. That outside really rolls around here, so as long as you can get on the outside, people on the inside won't have anything for you.
Yeah, for sure. But, man, it seemed you heard Seth Frazier. He said, I have to move somebody around to make a pass for the lead or to even get position on the racetrack. Is he right on that? Did it seem like literally you just had the car that nobody could move out of the way?
Well, I had nobody behind me at most of the race, so I ended up, 3 seconds ahead of second place. So I really didn't have much pressure. It was just saving tires, get to the front, hold on.
Got to be a good confidence booster for you going into the new year, isn't it, my friend?
Yeah, going into the real world racing, this is going to help out a lot. I transferred everything I know from fucking iRacing, iRacing over to... Oh my God! I just said the F word.
Just in, due to language, you were disqualified.
All right, that's my bad. But usually,
no, go ahead, Travis. Go ahead, brother.
I transferred everything over from iRacing, believe it or not, to real world life. So for last season, my first season in a real car, and we'll see how I can do this year. Be racing against Casey in the Northwest Mini Stock Tour.
Well, just like my good friend in the NASCAR world, Josh Berry, giving double birds to somebody in the Xfinity race yesterday. Even though he's not 21, he can still drop an F-bomb here. Again, thank your sponsors, Travis Barnes, and congratulations to you.
I'd like to thank Capital Sign and Awning, DNS Light Truck and Auto, No Clue Racing, Jack Franks, Barrett Utilities LLC, Kyle Matthews, Devin Matthews, Shane Houston, Ryan McLeod, Robert Richardson, and my mother for giving birth to me. She's been great.
Need to let her give you some soap.
Yeah, definitely going to need it.
Travis, thanks, buddy. When it's all said and done, Travis Barnes picks up the win. Greg Rentz to now acknowledge the series champion of 2020-2021 for the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products. The man of the hour, who already locked it up before the drop of the green, Chris Carroll.
Yeah, and I don't think Carroll's interview is going to be as colorful and spicy as Travis Barnes is right there. But Chris, you came to the tour this season and showed speed immediately. And then it just seemed like as the season wore on, you were just pulling away more and more and more and more. And suddenly we were talking about you having the championship locked up, 4 races left in the season. Man, you had an absolutely dominating first year in the tour.
Well, that is hard to do, Greg Rentz. These guys are all really fast out here, and it's a lot of fun racing with them, man. I mean, they get at it, and you know, it's tough out there. You gotta fight for every inch. So I mean, it makes it legit when all those guys are so good.
So, Chris, let's talk a little bit about what brought you to the tour here, because this, again, was your rookie season, but you ran the full season. What was it that brought you to this tour here on the iRacing server? What was it about the Joe's Racing Products Northwest Tour that grabbed your attention, that made you even want to compete in the first place?
Well, I'd heard about it. I heard about it last year, and I didn't have time. I didn't have time to run it. Gary Smith, actually, he ran the real Northwest Tour against Harvick and all the boys back in the day, and he sent me a message and said, you got to run here with us, man. You got to get out here and do some racing and have some fun. So he's actually, you can blame him for bringing me over here. All them guys that adore me every week, they can blame Gary for that.
Well, Chris, it definitely was an honor to have you here on the Northwest Tour. Two-parter question here. So we're going to talk about future plans. First part one, can we expect to see you back here next year? And two, have you looked at all about possibly looking into the Northwest Cup Series, which also races here on LSR TV?
I have been looking at that actually. They got a bunch of stuff going on, so maybe I can talk to Seth and BJ and see if they can slide me in there. But I absolutely plan on coming back and trying to defend this title for Canada and all the boys that we put together to come into this series and have some fun. So I will be looking to come back and do some racing with these guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Definitely looking forward to having you back here for the tour next year, and hopefully we get to see you in the Northwest Racing Series Cup and Truck Series. And make sure you grab Gary and Jason as well, because we would love to have you guys in that series as well. And I'm sure the powers that be would be more than happy to get you guys in the field. So Chris, it's a championship season for you, 2 wins on the year, and you got really good at thanking your sponsors throughout the course of the season. But one more time, who got you here? Who got you this championship?
Well, there's a lot of people. We got all the boys here, and Ellie as well. We got 5 or 6 guys that try and come out here every week, and I have to thank BJ and Seth and all the sponsors that help them guys out to give us a place to race here. It's a thankless gig, and those guys put a lot of time and effort and blood and sweat and tears into this, and we really appreciate those guys doing that. And I have to thank USAFirearms.com and Brian Zimmerman and A51 Pro and all the A51 community. There's 300 or 400 people in that community, and we do our best to represent those guys and get out there and do stuff like this. So I have to thank everybody out there that works really hard to put this on, man. BJ and Seth work their butts off to do all this stuff, and you know, they don't get thanked enough, I think, for their hard work. So
Chris Carroll, champion of the iRacing.com Northwest Tour Season 4. So congratulations on the championship. Unbelievable season. Chris, congratulations. We'll see you wherever's next.
Thank you, Mr. Rentz. And Seth told me to tell you to stop chasing those girls, so I told him I'd relay that to you.
Okay, I understand the GOAT reference. That's a reference to Donovan. Scotland? I got nothing on that one.
I'll let you do your homework on it, sir.
All right, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to do that. So, Chris Carroll, congratulations on the championship.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, well, we're going to have to wrap things up quickly. So, Wesley, we'll just wrap this up ourselves here as our producer is down dealing with the issues. Wesley, your final thoughts on an amazing season.
Well, first off, I just want to say how much of a privilege and honor it is to be a part of this awesome program in my first season with the as Joe's Racing Products pit reporter. Every year during the Snowball Derby at Five Flags Speedway, besides being in the booth, I also have the privilege to be one of the pit reporters, and I've been able the last couple of years to meet Joe Constance and build an awesome friendship with them. Great people. And just awesome to see that he's involved with what's going on in the esports world as well. And we're crown a champion. Congratulations to Ben Chase Carroll for the title. And looking forward to seeing what will hold with this new Gen 6 Super Late Model body for the new season to come. Great times had. Always fun working with you, Greg Charles, as well. Had some technical problems. Remember, there will be a full HD replay broadcast of this when we go off the air live, and you can be able to go back and check out the bells and whistles of everything. And, Greg, it's on to another Northwest Cup Series race tomorrow night. Hot Atlanta should be a good one. Always fun working with you, buddy. Thank you.
Definitely looking forward to Atlanta, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to get the final thoughts of our producer Charles Witten because he's dealing with those connection issues. But from everyone here at LSR TV, we thank you so much for joining us every single week here on LSR TV for the Northwest Tour. We are looking forward to Season 5 coming up here next year. We are so excited to bring it to you again, but we're right back in action tomorrow night. with the Northwest Racing Series, the Cup Series at Atlanta, 134 laps, 200 miles, coming up here tomorrow. Wesley Outland, Joshua Altus, and myself will be on the call with Charles Wooten manning the production cameras as well. For Wesley Outland, for Charles Wooten, for Tucker Dog down in Pit Road, I'm Greg Rentz. Thank you so much for tuning in all season long. We'll see you at the next go-around.